What is going on, you guys? Today I have a couple of lenses that I just got in the mail. I got all of them are RF mount. This is the RF 28mm F2.8 STM. I also picked up the RF 24mm 1.8 macro lens, and I got the brand new Sigma 18 to 15mm f2.8 RF mount. Now this one right here I'm really excited about. This is the first RF mount that was available to a third-party manufacturer, Sigma. I've always liked Sigma. Sigma was my first third-party lens that I ever bought, and I've always enjoyed all of the stuff that they've made. So today we're just going to be doing a quick unboxing, and we're just going to be checking out what they feel like in the hand and first impressions. So which one should we open up first? The one that I'm most excited about is definitely the 18 to 50, so we'll save that one for last because that's the one that I'm really looking forward to. I think we should open up the 28mm. Tiny little guy. Let's see what we got. Paperwork, lens. Now this one is a pancake lens, so it's gonna be tiny. And I've seen it in action, but I've never used it myself. So let's go ahead and take a look at this guy. Oh wow. Yeah, this is tiny. Check this out. Look at this guy. 28mm RF. Now, I have a lot of RF lenses, and some of my favorite lenses, and you know, I've always said this to anybody, the best bang for your buck are always the STM primes. These lenses are absolutely fantastic. And I bet you, look at this thing. It's a tiny little hole on that one. Let's see if I can get you guys to focus in on this. It is incredibly small. Yeah. Okay, so let's just take a look at it from the outside. So it looks like it has a control ring that can be switched from autofocus. It could be set as the autofocus dial. Oh, it can be set to autofocus. It could be set as a control ring, which I've never actually used anything that I've never set any features to my control ring except the aperture. But even with that, I've never really liked the control ring on the RF mount lens. I've never really found a use case for them. And then you can also set this to manual focus. For me personally, I'll probably always have this on autofocus. Just because of the nature of the way that I shoot. But yeah, this is a tiny little lens. Look at this guy. Minuscule. Let's look at the back. Oh, look at this. So the interesting thing about this right here, if you can notice, is that it has a square element in the back. Not sure if you guys can see that. Yeah, you see that? Normally, lenses in the back are round, but this one for some reason is square, so that's definitely interesting. No weather sealing on this guy. I have several RF cameras from Canon. I have the R5, the R6, the R8, and I also have the R7, and I have the R50. And one of my favorite focal lengths across all of them on full frame is the 35mm focal length. And on the R7, which is one of my newer cameras, it's a crop sensor camera. So I'll have to see what is 28. Let's see, 28 times 1.6. So this right here, this effectively on a crop sensor camera like the R7 is going to turn into a 44.8mm focal length, which is going to be really cool. Yeah, it's going to be a 44mm focal length. No in-body, I'm sorry. This lens does not have image stabilization, so it won't be stabilized, but the R7 does have IBIS, so that's pretty neat right there. but I can't get over how small the pinhole is. That's going to be really interesting. This lens in particular doesn't have any, doesn't have a hood or anything, and it has 55mm filter thread, which is pretty standard, smaller than most of the lenses, smaller than most of the other filter thread size that I have, but it's okay. I have step-up rings, which are going to come in handy. If you don't have step-up rings, you should definitely consider getting some. Yeah, so this is going to be cool. Let's actually put it on the R7. Let's see what it does. So this is the R7mm here. This is the R7 camera. Let's see what this guy looks like. Wow. Yeah, that's just a nice focal length, man. Yeah, that's just really cool. So I'll do some test shots of this here near the end of this, but this is just a cool lens and a great focal length for sure. Yeah, I'm definitely excited about this one. It's so compact too. Look at it. Like the profile of the camera is a lot more sleek, and it's a cool focal length, right? So it's very versatile. This one's going to be great because it's at 44. It's going to be effectively close to a 50mm at f2.8. It's just going to be great, you know. The 24mm, let's do the 24mm up next. So this is the RF 24mm f1.8 macro image stabilized STM. Very cool. This body is the exact same body of my top lens of all time, which is the 35mm RF. So I'm gonna be pretty familiar with the weight of this one, or the look and feel of this guy. Oh, this packaging. Put this one. Yeah, it's cool. So 24mm on a 24 times 1.6 equals, this is a 38.4mm focal length on a crop sensor camera. This is going to be fantastic. I'm really excited about this one. The build is the exact same build as the body, I should say, is the exact same body of the Canon 35mm RF. But on the crop sensor camera, the 35mm turns into a times 1.6, turns into a 56mm. But this guy is going to be essentially, and my favorite focal length of all time is right around a 35mm across all my camera lenses and camera bodies. So this is going to essentially turn my R7 into a 35mm focal length with this lens right here, which I'm really pumped about. Yeah, so this one looks exactly like the RF 35mm. I'm actually using the 35mm up here, so I can't show a side-by-side. Maybe I'll do another video, a side-by-side comparing these two, so that you guys can really see, because I've made plenty of videos on that 35 up there. That lens is tremendous. No weather sealing on either of the Canon RF lenses, which is pretty standard for their lower end lenses. Yeah, this one has, I hope that one day that Canon has a, Canon will have a product showcase feature, so that I'm able to just put up a product here and it grabs it. That time it did a pretty good job, but I have to cover up my face. Oh no, it did grab it a little bit, but then I lose it. There we go. Go back. All right, so let's see what this one. So I'm familiar with this one, so I already know what this one feels like, right? That 28 on this lens was a little tight, like putting it on. It's a feeling of like a brand new one. Yeah, so the 28 and the 24 are gonna be very, very similar. It's only 4 millimeters of difference, right? But the profile of the lens is much different. This lens actually also has macro capabilities. It has a macro, a focusing distance, a minimum focus distance of 0.14 meters or 0.45 feet, so about less than 6 inches, which is super handy. This one over here, the minimum focus distance is 0.23 meters and 0.75 meters, if you guys can see that right there. So that is the difference between them. So that does make a difference, right? So both lenses have different use cases. Yeah, 24. You guys can see that there. Yeah, the 24 has 0.14 meters or 0.45 feet of minimum focus distance. The 28 RF has 0.23 meters or 0.75 feet of a minimum focus distance. Again, two different use cases. Yeah, I'm going to be using the 28 as a everyday walk around lens, just because it's going to be a beautiful lens for capturing street photography. At least I think it is. That's my hope. So you might be asking yourself, why did I buy these two lenses when I have all of these other lenses that are in the exact same focal length, or I have other lenses that encompass these these distances or these focal lengths as well? And I got to be honest with you, I bought them because I really love lenses and I love collecting them. And these right here are super affordable. The 28 millimeter, super affordable in my opinion. So this 28 millimeter is $269, which is just, you know, for a lens, that's a great price for a lens in my opinion. The 24 millimeter over here, I really wanted it so that I could have close to a 35 millimeter focus, 35 millimeter focal length on my crop sensor camera, because it happens to be my favorite. And then the third reason why I got it is because I wanted to complete my entire STM lineup. Yeah, so I have now with these right here, I will have all of the STM primes that the Canon RF mount has to offer. There are, you know, variable zoom. There are some zoom lenses that have variable apertures that I'm not a big fan of, so I'm not going to even waste my money on those, but the primes are superior. And I have this whole thing about kit lenses that that is a little controversial, but let me know if you guys want me to make a video about my thoughts on on the kit lenses that come with not just the entry-level Canon cameras, but all of the Canon kit lenses, with the exception, of course, of the 24 to 105 f4, which does come in a kit with the R5 and the R6, I believe. That lens is fantastic, but it's an L series lens and it's a constant aperture. So what I'm referring to as a kit lens is the kit lens that is that come with cameras that are all variable aperture. Those ones are garbage. All right, so the one that I'm really excited about is the first RF mount for third-party manufacturers. And this one is, like I said, the first one. It's from Sigma. I'm really pumped about this one. Sigma has a tendency to have pretty nice features and nice, yeah, nice features for not that much money. So let's check out this one. Sigma. Let's put all this back. By the way, I always keep all of my paperwork, all of my original packaging with every single lens that I buy or every piece of gear that I buy, just because I'm a weirdo, I guess. I don't know, I just love them. I love keeping all this stuff. If I ever sell it, it's also, I've never made more money because I had the boxes, but there is like a perceived value whenever you show up or have you want to resell something, and you have all of the original packaging, and that's not necessarily just true about lenses, but just as anything really. All right, so let's take a look at this. So this is the Sigma 18 to 50 millimeter f2.8 with a filter size of 55 millimeters. It comes with a little lens hood, which is fantastic. That's one of the features that I'm not entirely sure why Canon doesn't just pair every lens with a lens hood. I know that not everything needs it, but you can buy them separately, which is, I find, rather odd, and they're usually only about $20 to $30, and I really wouldn't mind if Canon just added $20, $30 to the retail price and include a lens hood with every lens, so that I have the option to use it or not. Yeah, so okay, so this is the 18. It starts 18 millimeter, it starts closed, and as you extend to 50 millimeters or get closer to 50, it zooms in. And I mentioned that because not all lenses do that. Some lenses start at 35 millimeter closed and extend out to a wider focal length. An example of that would be actually the lens that I'm shooting on here, which is the RF 15 to 35 F2.8 L series lens. Yeah, this lens is great. Let me see. Yeah, you can see me punch in and punch out. Yeah, I think that's good right there. Yeah, this is good. Oh, this is the contemporary lineup from Sigma, made in Japan. Minimum focus distance, here we go. Okay, minimum focus distance at 18 is 0.397 feet, and at 50 it's about 1 foot focus, minimum focus distance is what this says. 0.98, let me see, can you guys see that? Yeah, minimum focus distance 0.397 feet at 18 and 0.984 at 50 millimeters. Yeah, this just is cool. Oh, and the last thing is that this does have a weather sealed gasket. And on Canon RF glass, the only lenses that come with weather sealed are their super premium lenses, and this one just throws it in for you. It's fantastic. Yeah, Sigma does a fantastic job. It looks like it does have a, what is it called? A control ring that you can map anything to. Again, I'm probably never going to use that or set it to anything. But let's see what it feels like on the R7. Here we go. It's the first time I've ever put a non-Canon lens on this. Ooh. I dig it. The profile looks funny. Yeah, the profile definitely does look funny on it for sure. Because it's not the size of the actual entire mount. It like thins up a little bit, which is funny. Super snappy. Let me see. Oh, that feels nice, dude. Yeah, this is gonna be great. Let's see what this looks like. So I got this lens because, yeah, that's good. That looks great. So I got this lens specifically because I needed another recording lens, a filming lens, so that I could film more content, YouTube videos. But I needed a second one for the crop sensor. And I didn't want to spend another couple $1,000s on buying another L series lens. So when I heard that this one was a constant aperture, 18 to 50 millimeters, and what is an 18? I jumped right on it because that's exactly what I was looking for. One, I didn't want to spend another couple $1,000s on buying another 15 to 35. One, because I already own one of them. I didn't want to double it up, and I wanted to really try out what Sigma has to offer with these. With their lenses. So being that this is already just first impression, this is really good looking, and just a quick use of it is just awesome, and I'm going to be using it, and I'll come back and tell you guys some more details about whether I you know, what it's like using it in the real world. Lost my train of thought there. Yeah, so already just knowing what this feels like and using it just as a first impression, I know that the rest, anything that Sigma comes out with is going to be really awesome. So I'm excited to see what other contemporary lenses they come out with, because they're going to be super affordable. And you know, RF has gotten a really bad rap over the past couple of years because their lenses, their premium lenses, are all really cost prohibitive, meaning that they're super expensive, and like the only option for most people, or for just non-professionals or hobbyists, people that don't make income from their camera gear or lenses, the only lenses that they really can afford, including myself sometimes, is STM lenses. And these lenses are fantastic, right? But this right here, Canon RF, the Canon RF mount does not have anything anywhere near an 18 to 50 constant aperture lens for, what is this, $5.99. You're just not going to find that. So this is just perfect, right? It's just going to be great. I do have to mention that the Sigma 18 to 50 millimeter lens over here is a crop sensor lens. So that means that if I try to put this on this Sigma lens on some of my full frame cameras, you're going to see some I'm gonna have to punch in or crop in. So yeah, I got this lens specifically for the crop sensor cameras that I have, which in my case are gonna be the R50, which I own. I use that one as a webcam, and this one as the R7. So this is just gonna be a great lens to walk around, and I don't have to walk around with thousands of dollars worth of lenses. Okay, so what is an 18? Let's see, 18 times 1.6, a 28 millimeter. Okay, that's not bad. Yeah. All right, so let's do a quick test on all of these lenses. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set up this little small rig tripod, and I'm going to take pictures of my buddy over here. Let's see if I can get this wider. I'm going to take a picture of my buddy over here, and I'm going to keep the camera at the exact same distance so that you can see. I'll set up some other detail shots here so you can see some stuff. Yeah, that should be good there. Cool. All right, let's set up the camera. And these are just going to be stills. So this is the Sigma 18 to 50 millimeter F2.8. It's the first RF mount, third-party RF mount that Canon has allowed. So this is at 18. This is at 18 at F2.8. This is at 24. You know, one thing that I always wish that these lenses had is, this is 28 millimeters. One thing that I wish that these lenses had is like soft clicks where the actual focal length is, that you could like, when you turn, you like kind of feel it like hit like a little ridge. And then when it goes to the next one, you can also feel it as well. This is at 35. And this is at 50. Cool. All right. Now let's turn this off. Now let's go to, which one should we do next? Let's do the 28. Pancake lens. I'm not going to move the camera, I'm just going to keep it right here where it's at. And I'll show you, I'll put all these pictures up here, and I won't be editing any of them. I'll just let them kind of go. Okay, so that's that one. Turn that off. And then later on, let me know down in the comments which one you'd like to see me do a full review on. We can do some testing on it. One of my favorite things to do is test lenses. Let's do the 24 next. Again, not moving the camera at all, just keeping it right exactly where it's at. Let's see what we got here. And you'll be able to see the differences of the focal length. So there you have it, guys. Which one do you think is the one that you are the most excited about, or the one that you're looking forward to? Let me know down in the comments which one you'd like me to review first, fully, in real world situations. I think the one I'm going to use the most is definitely going to be the 24mm f1.8. On the that one's probably going to live on this camera, the R7. The Sigma, this guy right here, this one's probably going to live on my R50 as like my main video webcam camera. All right, guys, if you want to learn about my all-time favorite lens, then you're going to want to check out this video right here. Adios.